welcome you tune into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Sharad Dubey. And for the next 1 hour, we'll get to the top buzzers in trade today. But first up, let's take check of how the market is shaping up. Sharad, another day of selling coming in. In fact, the selling has intensified on the Nifty. We are now below 25,200. That's the level that we all were watching out for, but we have broken down from there as well.
Exactly. Good afternoon, Ankita. First, I'd like to point out for the third straight session, if you look at it, the Nifty has been falling, and this time the selling has intensified. Of course, this has started with the IT segment. Now, TCS came out with its results. There were weak set of numbers coming in. Because of that, the entire IT pack has dragged down Nifty as well. Of course, Wipro, we have Tech Mahindra, most of these stocks actually dragging the IT index down, and roughly you could say 14 to 15% of contribution is there for IT stocks in the Nifty index, and that is why we are seeing a drag coming in the overall benchmark index as well. Now also, Sensex is also having a fall, and Nifty Bank, if you look at it, they are trying to recover, but they are still near the day's low levels as well. An important level of 25,200 has been broken when it comes for Nifty, and Nifty Bank gets gyrating around the 56,600 to 800 mark, but still nevertheless a 245 basis cuts. And also a concern is that the broader indices for both the days, yesterday as well as today, they are on the losing side. That means you could say that the bears are getting stronger over the last two trading sessions. Now, of course, let's move on to Rajesh Bhosale. He's technical analyst at Angel One. Good afternoon, Rajesh. So the markets are poised to look like a correction is happening. Is it a buy on dips market if it comes to Nifty or Nifty Bank?
Yeah, so if we see charts of Nifty and Bank Nifty today, it has breached a key support of 20-day exponential moving average. So earlier any dip towards this short-term moving average was getting bought into, but today this has been broken with a bearish gap. So we expect some further weakness, possibly towards 25,000 in the coming week. So that would be an interesting point. If bulls show strength, from there we can expect some positive momentum. On the other hand, 25,300 would be the key level, and that would need to be breached to regain the positive momentum. So as of now, it's a wait and watch. 25,000 is the level that we would be looking to see how markets react in the coming week.
Alright, so those are the levels to watch out for, and let's get started with all the stocks that are in focus today. First up, let's talk about the top buzzer, HUL, that is doing very well. In fact, in this market, we have the defensives that are really holding the fort, whether it is the FMCG pack or the pharma pack, and FMCG is buoyed by the sentiment in HUL. HUL is trading more than 4.5% in trade, and that is on the back of the fact that India's largest consumer company has announced the elevation of Priya Nair as a new MD and CEO, and she will be replacing Rohit Java, who will be stepping down after just almost 2 odd years at the helm. And Nair will be the first female MD and CEO in HUL 92-year-long history. Now, she is currently the president beauty and well-being. She has been there since 2023, where she managed a 13.2 billion euro business with hair and skincare brands including Dove, Sunsilk, Clear and Vaseline. On the back of this new management churn, HUL is in focus today, trading upwards of 4.5%.
Well, HUL seems a good knock if you look at the FMCG pack. Rajesh, how the technicals looking for HUL? Of course, it hasn't participated in the rally as how the FMCG stocks have actually participated. But from current levels, what are the important technical levels to look at, and will there be a buy recommendation for it?
Yes, currently pointed out that last couple of months has been sluggish for HUL, but now we are seeing a positive chart structure. The stock has crossed about its previous swing high around 2500 levels, and also post last year the prices are sustaining above 200 EMA for the first time. Also, a bullish gap is seen in today's session with a follow buying. So we expect this positive momentum to continue. Possibly 2700, 2750 is what we are expecting in the near term, and the bullish gap that is left today, that would act as a buying zone. 2400 to 2450 is likely to act as a strong demand zone.
27 to 2750 are the levels to watch out for when it comes to HUL. But let's focus on Z. The stock has given a gap down opening as well, and stock has seen selling pressure as investors have rejected the proposal to issue key warrants to key shareholders. Only 40% of the public investors rejected or voted against the warrant issue, which would be given to the key shareholder entities belonging to the promoter group. Roughly 237 crore worth of fundraise plan has been blocked. Incidentally, none of the promoters are actually currently having seat in the board as well, and had this plan gone ahead, their stake would have been 18% in the company, but it still stands currently at just 4%. Also, to get in more details about it, especially on the front of minority shareholders who are not happy with the management at Zee Entertainment, this is stated by InGovern's Sriram Subramaniam, adding that the bankers have sought a wrong instrument to raise funds. Let's hear this out.
Zee itself is under investigation by SEBI. So from that perspective, it is not that has to be resolved. So minority shareholders are quite unhappy. That is the institutional investors who hold substantial stake in the company, higher than even the promoter. So they are blocking this because the nature of the instrument which the promoter is using to enhance their stake, which gives them a sort of a call option to invest over the next 18 months, is not the correct one. And I think one has to fault the investment bank for that purpose. And of course, G has to work towards resolving its issue with SEBI. Indian regulations allow only 5% a year from creeping acquisition perspective. They could, of course, make an open offer at a higher valuation to acquire other shareholders. So there are various ways for them to increase their shares.
All right, that is Zee Entertainment declining away in trade, but another stock that is taking it on the chin is TCS, and that is pulling down the entire IT basket as well. Rabinder, the numbers for TCS, the street has given it a thumbs down. Take us through what the number or the report card looks like.
Well, yes, TCS has announced their Q1 number, and the company reported revenue at rupees 63,437 crore as compared to 64,479 crore, which was down by 1.5% on a sequential basis, and it was below the street estimate. And the company reported a PAT at 12,760 crore, which was above the street estimate. And management in the con call said in the press conference said that the continued global macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainty caused a demand contraction, and the discretionary spend is under pressure in the BFSI sector, particularly in USA. So on back of a mixed Q1 number, stock is down over 3%, and TCS was down 2.5% in last 5 days and declined more than 4.5% in the past month, and over a 6 month period the stock is down more than 22%. So back of this, not just in TCS, entire IT sector is under pressure, and all the constituents of the IT index are trading in red.
Well, thank you, Rabinder, for explaining the impact of TCS earnings and also in the IT segment as well. But to get in more flavor, we are having K. Srinivasan, the CEO and MD of TCS, and Ms. Aarti Subramaniam, the Executive Director, President and Chief Operating Officer, joining us with their views on TCS.
People are in a wait and watch mode, and I have a feeling maybe once these discussions are over, maybe by sometime in July and August, there will be greater clarity on the direction the trade discussions take, and also the new bill will be in place that will also provide more clarity. I think maybe first week of August onwards we should see more definitive direction in the market.
Aarti, I was really impressed with the choice of words you have made in the release of use case-based approach to ROI-led scaling of AI. I want to understand from you, are there new areas which you are focusing on, and what is this approach which you want to apply now?
So, hello Ankur, great to be here. With the initial days of Gen AI, right, everybody was in experimental mode, trying to understand what the technology is and what it can deliver. But I think after 2-3 years now, I think the power of the technology is well understood. So what customers are looking at is how do they shift from experimentation to, which is a use case based, to delivering projects which deliver a business value. So that's the shift we are seeing. And if you really see, from the new age revenues perspective, new services revenues perspective, whether it's AI, whether it's cybersecurity, or you take public cloud, or TCS Interactive. And many of these new service lines have grown well in this quarter and continue to have a good demand. And what we are doing is, in terms of investing in these areas, and especially talking about AI, we're looking at building industry-specific solutions, bespoke for a customer, and we are also investing in building agentic AI solutions, which are industry solutions that we can take to customers proactively, where we can go and do this rapid build projects, which can deliver short projects but can deliver value faster. And that's one of the initiatives that we are driving.
All right, with that, it's time for a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you more buzzers on the other side. Stay tuned.
Co-powered by Federal Bank, your perfect banking partner.
रास्ता है वही शहर, बदले हैं नजारे या नजर।
इतना सारा पानी, ट्यूबवेल, बिजली तो आती रहती है, ये सब। अरे बेटा, वो अपना सूरज है ना, सब उसका कमाल है। सूरज चलता दादा।
तो कब आए अभी लाइट से?
अरे वाह ताई, पहचान गई?
शहर जाके आँख का ऑपरेशन करा लिया क्या? शहर जाए मेरी जूती। नहीं, यहीं अपने गांव में ही करवा लिया। हाँ, वो जो सूरज है ना अपना, वो सब कर रहा है।
बदला
अरे राकेश, वाह बाबूजी, देखो राकेश है। अरे अरे वाह छोटी, ये स्कूल में सीखा?
इंटरनेट पे।
इंटरनेट?
हाँ, सूरज भैया है ना?
कौन है ये सूरज भैया?
आपको उनसे मिलना है क्या?
हाँ?
चलो। वो रहे सूरज भैया।
ये रोशनी का सफर दिलचस्प है, दिलचस्प है। बादलों से चली है सूरज।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं। अडानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Delivery boy has picked your order.
We know you are hungry. The message notification said it would take 30 minutes.
We can't just rely on a message.
Didn't you sell some shares yesterday?
Yes. So
did you check them?
I got a message.
You can't just rely on one message. If you make any transactions in the stock market, cross-check the SMS or email you receive from the stock exchange with your Demat account as well as bank statement.
Beta, when one's hungry, the brain doesn't function properly.
सोच कर, समझ कर, इन्वेस्ट कर।
Rath Yatra 2025. As millions walk the sacred path with Lord Jagannath, a deeper journey unfolds. From faith to service, from rituals to responsibility. In a historic collaboration, ISKCON and the Adani Group are serving over 1 lakh free meals every day, nourishing the bodies and souls of millions of devotees during this sacred festival. But the seva doesn't stop there. This year, the Adani Group partnered with the unsung heroes of Puri, the Nolia Lifeguards, under their campaign Seva Se Sadhna, honoring their century-old legacy of saving lives. Witness this divine union of tradition and compassion. Watch Jagannath Rath Yatra 2025, Seva Se Samriddhi Ki Or, at these times only on Times Network.
फिर वो वाले फिटिंग्स नहीं चलेंगे, सिर्फ वो वाले चलेंगे। किचन फिटिंग्स बाय ओसवाल्ड makes the world go.
This is the drive of your dreams.
You and I, we are dreamers. You and I, we are believers.
Introducing the all-new Skoda Kailak. Own your dream.
जब मुंबई से वापस कोल्हापुर शिफ्ट हुआ तो सबने कहा कि ड्रीम सिटी को छोड़ रहा है। ड्रीम सिटी, मैंने कहा ड्रीम में तो यही गलियां आती हैं। तो जब ये रियलाइज हुआ कि कुछ बड़ा करने के लिए बड़े शहर में रहने की जरूरत नहीं है, तब लगा कि लाइफ में ग्रो किया।
SIP करो, इन्वेस्ट करो, लाइफ में ग्रो करो। प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Welcome back to Market Fatafat, and of course there is no signs of recovery in the market, but in the Nifty Bank it is trading in the red, but there is a stock Kotak which is still holding, and it's holding green. It's up almost 0.5% in the day's trade. Rajesh, what are the technical levels looking like for Kotak Bank?
Yeah, so Kotak Bank has been in news this week, and this week we saw a bullish island reversal gap, and the stock prices are holding on to its weekly gain. In fact, yesterday prices tried to test the gap, but the gap still holds, forming a bullish Tasugi gap. So the gap analysis indicate that the stock is poised for a strong up move in the coming week. Possibly the stock can head towards its previous swing high of 2300, and the bullish gap that is left around 2150 is likely to act as support on any kind of dip. So bias is positive, 2150 is the support and 2300 is the resistance.
Alright, so that's Kotak Mahindra Bank on the charts. But coming to you for Vedanta Kanishka. Vedanta, why have you picked out this stock? We had an AGM. Take us through what were the highlights of that.
That's right. Vedanta is buzzing, after key announcements that happened at the AGM yesterday. Now, Chairman Anil Agarwal has laid out the company's 3D strategy, that is demerger, diversification and deleveraging. This is aimed at doubling Vedanta's size, he has said. Now, on the demerger, he said that each of the split businesses has the potential to grow into a $100 billion enterprise, with the group now in the advanced stages of restructuring. And remember, this move is expected to bring a sharper focus, attract new investors and unlock value across verticals is what the company has said. In fact, Vedanta also plans to partner with 1,000 tech startups, positioning itself as one of the largest innovation hubs in the country. Now, as for the recent allegations by Viceroy Research, Agarwal has dismissed them and motivated and assured shareholders that the company will deal with it. And that's why the stock is in focus today, trading about 1% higher.
Alright, so that's Vedanta on the back of key takeaways from the AGM. But let's move on to the next counter that is in focus, and that is Adani Green, because there are more operational updates coming in. So as far as that is concerned, the sales of energy has increased 42% on a year-on-year basis, which is coming at 10,479 million units in Q1 of FY26. The operational capacity has also increased by a good 45% on a year-on-year basis to 15.8 gigawatts, with an addition of 4.9 gigawatts over the last 1 year. So Adani Green is in focus today. It has given up those morning gains, but nonetheless recovered from the lows as well. Right now it is in the green, trading with gains of almost 0.5%.
In focus is REC. Of course, yesterday there was a major upgrade coming in from Morgan Stanley, where we saw REC and PFC both being picked out. Yesterday also these stocks were buzzing in trade. Both stocks are up more than 2% in the day's trade today. Also looking at REC, we see the buying is continuing, and there's a follow-on buying happening from the institutional counters as well. Rajesh, what are your views on REC? Will we see a next leg of rally coming in after a period of consolidation?
Yes, rightly point out that REC and PFC are doing very well from yesterday's session. The PFC particularly has done very good, and REC Limited has still to catch up on. If we see REC Limited, we can see positive divergence been forming on this stock, and also now the short-term moving averages has been taken out. In the short term, we expect REC Limited to retest its recent swing high of 425 levels, and on the downside we see a strong base happening around 385 to 390 levels.
Well, yes, but let's focus on OMCs, and oil has been volatile in this counter, especially when you look at two announcements. The first one being that the demand might be coming down and OPEC might be actually delaying their production hikes as well, and because of that OMCs would be in focus, and this would be actually positive, but they are still volatile when it comes to HPCL and BPCL, and negative for ONGC and Oil India. If you look at the oil sensitives, be it the aviation, paints or specialty chemical, there seems a positive uptick as well, but this is a volatile segment which we'll be watching out for.
Alright, moving on then to the next counter, which is Glenmark Pharma. Ravindra, you've picked out Glenmark Pharma for us. A big deal coming in for Glenmark, one of the top buzzers. Take us through the deal.
Well, as on back of the big deal, Glenmark Pharma is in focus, where company's subsidiary IGI and AbbVie strikes a $700 million global licensing deal, and IGI and AbbVie inks an exclusive global licensing pact for ISB 2001, which is a next generation cancer drug. And ISB 2001 is a tri-specific antibody targeting multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer, and AbbVie to pay a $700 million upfront to IGI, and company eligible to receive a $1.25 billion in development, regulatory and commercial milestone payments. And under the terms of the agreement, AbbVie will receive exclusive right to develop, manufacture and commercialize ISB 2001 across North America, Europe, Japan and Greater China. And today the stock is up by more than 15%, and yesterday it was also up 5%. So in past two sessions, stock is up more than 20%.
Well, thank you, Ravinder, for this up move. And of course, PEL, Rajesh, Piramal Enterprise, after a long time, this is coming in the technical charts. We have seen that NBFCs were not buzzing in trade, but they are beneficiaries of late transmission of falling interest rates as well. What are your views on PEL?
Yeah, so last few sessions were been in a consolidation phase, but now we are seeing a strong positive momentum in today's dull market, and we are seeing a symmetrical triangle pattern breakout on the daily chart. Along with that, if we see volume structures are very positive, along with RSI crossing above the 60 zone. So positive momentum is expected to continue in the coming session. Possibly the stock can head further towards 1245 to 1260 in the near term, and on the downside, if we see somewhere around 1170, 1160, a strong support has been formed for this stock.